It is 6:30 on a very cold day here in Ripon at Newby Hall. So the judges have just turned up and they've been furrowed off to a secret location to get their briefing before they go into the tent and actually have a look at the exhibits.
With you two guys, you've got Malcolm behind you who's training to be a judge. Got an advice there?
Well, we're just waiting for the OK to go across to start judging, and I should imagine the stewards are preparing the benches for us to go over. They'll be removing any cloths or any paraphernalia that the exhibitors have left.
How long does it take to become a judge? What's the sort of process?
I trained for 3 years with another judge back in the early 2000s, and then when I felt comfortable enough I did the exam, got myself passed, and here I am. Well, I was an exhibitor before and I was interested in how it was judged. Sometimes I couldn't really work out, what I was doing wrong or what I was doing right. So you get a better understanding of the criteria that the judges use.
What have you put into the show today?
Put long carrots, parsnips, stumps, onions, French beans, cucumbers, tomatoes, quite a few bits and bobs.
So when did you start staging?
At 1:45
This morning?
this morning, yeah. So I got up at 1 o'clock, quick cup of tea, and drove here. So we're stopping in Ripon.
How long have you been a member of the MVS, and what do you think the benefits are?
Well, I've been a member for 20 years, and the benefits for me, I've always been, over the last 30 years, interested in growing for show. So this is the best society to learn the best methods for getting to the top of the game, and it's just the friendship and the camaraderie, and especially on a morning like this, we're all having a bit of banter and looking at what each other's done, and it's just fantastic.
Have you got anything in the show?
No.
Oh well, that's the end of that interview then.
I want to land it from me. Can I be landing it, David?
In the role of a steward then, what do you do?
I do just what the secretary asked me to do. Sometimes it's a case of filling in charts for the winners, for the places. Sometimes I'm just collecting any dead boards and plates, what there are, tidying things up after judging.
And how do you become a steward?
Well, I'm a judge and a showman as well, so I've just been asked to do it.
Right.
When the cloths are left on, who takes them off? The judge. We're trying to make the job easy for the judges.
And the cloths are there just to make sure...
Just to keep them nice and turgid.
Beautiful display.
I think a lot of the exhibitors, they wet them with a spray before they go. Well, they've got to dry it out to judge them properly.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. They're clean. They're not. And they're not a pair.
And the parsnips, one's
They're-
weightier than the other.
They're clean.
Yeah. But you've got one
There's-
slightly weightier
There's a
on the
mark
shoulder.
there, and I think they are a little bit marked, a bit twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my idea of a winner. Dead legs.
Well, we'll try and select the best and then work away.
That's right, yeah, and point and find it.
There is a trace of colour. There is a trace.
Yeah, and
But they lack uniformity because
colour
they don't have enough maxes
yeah,
or patterns.
yeah, a wee bit of uniformity there.
That one's got.
It's got them.
And there's one left. Very soft, very good. They've got more size than those. Yeah, that's right.
Because they've got more weight.
Yes.
So it's,
Yeah.
it's just.
It would have,
it's just
yeah.
a sound
Not
right.
right. Yeah, it's that. They're both exactly the
Well,
same.
not match the rightness is different and everything, isn't it?
Not too bad actually, really. They match quite well. A bit bigger than the others, isn't it? This one's a lot smaller, isn't it?
It does, and it smells good.
These two here.
Break open.
Yeah,
And the colour in the middle
And it's-
is not white.
they're starting to go flowery.
Well, this one definitely.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, but the quality there is, they've got the
not
weight on it, but it's just the colour's not right.
The shape's not right either.
They are a bit big, but to me they look a bit old.
Yeah, they do.
They look a bit old.
They look here.
Yeah, they're old. Yeah, I'll go for them. They look a lot fresh.
Yeah, they're strong open, aren't they?
Well, I'm happy with the smoothness of this compared to the lumpiness. The size isn't everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a few marks on them. Yeah. That one.
Keep
Keep in?
Keep
Keep in. Take
that
out.
Yeah, because it's actually been a bit of nibble on the out. That's some insect damage down there.
Yeah, and it's not straight.
Yeah, so that's out.
So judging has now finished. What did you think of the exhibits this year?
Well, I think they're of a good standard. There were some disappointments in them, but good standard, good effort. It's been a difficult growing year, but I think the exhibitors have made a really good stand of it, particularly on the collection. You know, the collection, we judged one of the collections, and they were really good. Yeah, David, what did you think?
I think you're right. I mean, obviously the year we've had, particularly up in Yorkshire, it's not been good. So we've got entries, and they've been to a good quality. So that's good.
Yeah, and it's always challenging to judge this because there's such close variation. You know, they are really growers that are really knowing what they're doing. So you're looking at very, very minute differences.
Yes.
And sometimes all of those minute differences you have to sort of take a view on, you know, which are the best ones. But it's been close competition in a lot of the categories. I think particularly the cucumbers and the French beans, they were quite close competition, but they've done well in a very difficult growing year.
3, 4, 9, 11, 12, 19, 21, 22.
That's how I ended up going to that's what I've been locked. All them with the red trolleys are saved, the rest of it. And that was 2020, so it ended.
Stowe used to do the cooking because that was my profession, and so I used to do all the cookery classes. Never did any good in them, although I was a home economist. All the old ladies, I think, spent hours, cooking dozens of fruit cakes, whereas I was there at 1 o'clock in the morning, and that was it. My one had to go in, whether it was any good or not. I put in a few bits, didn't do the collections after all because our cauliflowers weren't up to the usual standard, so they let us down. But I won the runner beans, which obviously I entered runner beans, cucumbers, entered tomatoes and came 5th in that, which is the first time I've ever shown tomatoes. Won the white potatoes, 2nd in the coloured potatoes, and I can't remember, I think the Amore won and the Shireen were 3rd, I think. And 250-gram onions I haven't been and seen because they've only just put the cards on those. And pickling shallots, I won those. So in all, not a bad show really. I think, can't remember how many entered, probably about 10 and one 5 or 6 maybe. So
What is it about the NVS that makes you stay every year?
Well, obviously because we've now been members for quite a few years and we've done all the branch shows over the years. We normally do all of them, starting with the Welsh and then the Northern, Harrogate and Malvern. And we have been to the Scottish a few times if it's nearer to the English border. No, it's not so far to travel from Essex.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking about...
You make good friends and you learn from the people that are there. And obviously when you first start, you learn by seeing what's on the bench, what's the thing perhaps to aim for as well.
What is it about growing for the show bench that attracts you?
I suppose it's just the excitement of seeing the produce, perfected and put onto the bench, and you spend all these months looking after your veg, and to get them perfect and cleaned and that the public come in and look at them, it's just amazing. Like, look at how many people here today taking photographs, and everybody has worked so hard and it just looks amazing. So
if somebody was to start out in this, is there one particular vegetable you would say that's quite an easy one, start with that until you get the bug?
Yeah, I think, start with something that's maybe you like growing, maybe like onions. There's a 250-gram onions, which are the smaller onions, so you could grow them from seed or sets, so that's quite easy for somebody. You don't need kind of heat and lights over the winter. You can set your onions in autumn and harvest them, in the early summer, and then have them ready for the show bench. Just make sure you weigh them, that they're under that 250 grams. But that's a nice class. Potatoes, obviously everyone likes growing a few potatoes, making sure you get the right varieties. When you look around the bench, you'll see that there's Winston, Kestrel, these kinds of show varieties. They just give a better finish, so that's quite important. National Vegetable Society is a society of people that are interested in growing quality vegetables. We have about 50% of our members that are kitchen growers, and 50% of our members go that step further and come to the shows like this. So we're all about quality. It's about making sure that you can get the best out of the vegetables that you are growing. So we're here to give you tips, advice. We have a quarterly magazine, and we have a wonderful website with lots of videos and stuff like that up there. So it's a great society, and we're all here to help, which is good. So
we've only just got here, but we've got a third for our onion, 1.5 onions.
5th for our celery.
5th for our celery. 4th for the carrots, and we've got a ticket for the French beans. I know it's 4th or 3rd.
So how long have you been in the NVS, and why did you join?
We've only been in it since 2018. We never showed till the year before. We got roped in at our local allotment show, and
we met John Brannan, who's a good grower in the Bucks area, at Bucks show, and saw his big onions and thought, wow, we'd like to do this, and it stemmed from there really.
And you're hooked now?
Yeah, definitely. We've been all over the country to every show this year.
So what would you say to somebody who's thinking about joining the society?
Definitely, it's excellent. You learn so much. It's a great magazine, and the talks are really good.
And the people you meet are so friendly and so forthcoming with their advice that, they're just encouraging. It's brilliant thing to belong to.
Well, first of all, I got to thank them for turning up, because, without them we haven't got a show at all, have we? The exhibitors are the most important people here. The standard is tremendously high. I mean, I was in Cardiff last weekend for the Welsh Championships. The standard there was high. But there are some individual exhibits here that surpass even that. And that's what should happen. It's the Olympic Games of the exhibition vegetable world.
But the NVS is not. It's not all about the table, about the exhibition table. You can also. They tell me if 50% of the members just do it for the kitchen.
That's correct. I mean, everything I grow, I eat as well. I mean, there is a saying, there was an old saying on the NVS, if you can't eat it, you don't show it. And that's what vegetables are for, basically. But now we have individuals that tend to specialise, if you like, on a single vegetable. I mean, Charlie Macy, who is still alive, and I actually named a tomato after him now, which is winning everywhere. Well, you knew Charlie would be winning more or less before he came to the show. He was that good. And that's happening now with leeks and onions and stuff like that. But it's great fun, and it's great camaraderie between the exhibitors as well.
And that's what's so good about the NVS. It's a place where you can share hints and tips and get to know some of the secrets of the top growers. So even if you are just doing it for the kitchen table, you're having the best that you can do.
Well, the thing is, you just mentioned there the secrets of the... I don't think there are any secrets anymore, to be honest, because we share them. Share our knowledge rather than our secrets. And the thing is, you've got to put your commitment to it. If you're going to grow for a show, you've got to do it properly. You've got to get the right seeds, the right conditions, the right growing environment for them. Do they need a tunnel or a... But having said that, of course, we're now in a global warming situation. We may not need tunnels anymore. It's getting so damn hot in the summer.